You work your side of the street, and I'll work mine.
Bullitt was the thinking person's cop movie of the 1960s. It was the movie that cemented Steve McQueen as the greatest macho film actor of all time. It gave us the car chase movie as a piece of art, in the way that only maybe John Frankenheimer had given us a car movie before. A year before, with the movie Grand Prix. And it gave us the Ford Mustang that would eventually get the Bullitt prefix as a name. Robert Vaughn, who plays the closest thing this movie has to an antagonist, was also an East Coaster who moved to the West Coast later in life. Later on, Vaughn would consider entering politics, but would claim that people remembered his portrayal of slimy politician Walter Chalmers too well to ever trust him. Ironically, Vaughn almost didn't take the role, considering the script too thin, and had to be persuaded to stay by Steve McQueen, whom he knew from working on The Magnificent Seven in 1960. The setup in Bullitt is unusual, with the bad guy not appearing until the very end, due to the way the story is told, leaving a somewhat open ending that invites us to conclude as the viewer whether justice was done. The cast is rounded out by Don Gordon as Frank Bullitt's partner, Norman Fell and Simon Oakland as police captains, Jacqueline Bisset as Bullitt's girlfriend, Kathy, and there's also an early role for Robert Duvall in a cameo appearance. Bisset's character, Kathy, doesn't get a lot to do, but she does get a memorable car in a split-grille Porsche 356 Cabriolet. She also gets maybe the film's best lines, making her the film's moral centre.
With you, living with violence is a way of life. Living with violence and death. How can you be part of it without becoming more and more callous? What will happen to us in time?
Doctors and nurses in the film were played by real doctors and nurses, and the film was shot entirely on location, in keeping with its tone of heightened realism. The two hitmen, who are the villains in the central act of the movie, and have barely a line of dialogue between them, were portrayed by Paul George and Bill Hickman. Hickman, as the driver, was primarily a stuntman, and most famously a friend of James Dean, the one who pulled him out of the wreck of his 550 Spider Porsche after his fatal accident. Hickman and McQueen practiced their driving in sync for weeks before the production. McQueen did almost all his own stunt driving, claiming he always regretted not doing the motorcycle stunt in The Great Escape. On Bullitt, the danger was real. At one point, Hickman got too close to a parked car in his Dodge as the chase reached speeds of up to 100 miles an hour, clipping the fixed camera on the side of his car. The footage remained in the finished movie. Likewise, McQueen's reverse burnout in the Mustang was unplanned and happened because McQueen missed the turning it was supposed to take for real. In the climactic shot where the car hits the gas station, the timing apparently went badly wrong, but the scene was saved in the edit. It's the only scene for which McQueen is known to have not done his own stunt driving. Hickman's Dodge Charger can allegedly be seen to throw off 5 hubcaps during the course of the lengthy chase sequence. 2 325 horsepower V8 Mustangs were used in the film, with extensive modifications by veteran racer Max Balkowski. In 2020, the surviving fastback GT Ford Mustang from the movie sold for a record $3.4 million at auction. The Bullitt soundtrack by Lalo Schifrin is famous for its cool jazzy theme, yet no music is used in the chase itself, apparently at the suggestion of Schifrin himself, who suggested leaving the V8 noise of the cars as its own accompaniment. Those who remember the chase having music may be thinking of the Ford Puma commercial of 1997, which features a digitally resurrected McQueen driving the later car. Another similar digitally edited ad of that era has Steve McQueen actually making his escape in the film The Great Escape. The place of Bullitt in popular culture is undoubted, as the film regularly appears on lists of all-time best movie car chases, winning one Academy Award for Best Editing. In 2007, it was entered into the US Library of Congress's prestigious National Film Registry.